speech today is of Charles Linton, and it's called Travels with Charlie, and this is a project.
Thank you very much, Selma.
Thank you.
Maybe get the lights. I'm experimenting with something. Oh, maybe that's not good. Okay. Experimenting with something new. I've been discussing things with Charlie, with Professor Murphy, and he and I have been talking about how sometimes my speeches aren't personal enough, and they're also not exactly the best in the world. But something that is kind of important, I think, for lawyers and anyone really going into the world, is that you have to learn how to use PowerPoint. So this is kind of my experimentation. I haven't really done PowerPoints before, but this is what I'm going to do. This is part of the speech. Okay, so my speech is Speech 8, Travels with Charlie. The title of my speech I chose from a John Steinbeck book over here, as you can see, published in 1962. I read it in middle school. I thought it was a great book. Basically, John Steinbeck, famous American author, he wrote with Grapes of Wrath. In this book, he travels looking for America. I cite all the pictures I got if they aren't for me, because I'm sort of paranoid about things like that. And so I really liked it. You know, the thing that attracted me to it is because my name's Charlie. Everyone's called me Charlie until I came here. Well, but not this spelling, C-H-R-L-E-Y. It's C-H-A-R-L-I-E. So this is the inspiration, and I'm going to talk about my travels, some of my travels. I couldn't find a bunch of pictures, unfortunately. And I really need to take pictures so I can give better speeches. But I found some pictures of my life traveling, not just the United States, but the world, and I think search for the world. So you always start with your first steps, right? And this is actually a picture of me, my first step. I was born in Palm Beach, Florida. This was our home over there. Really special place. I consider myself a Texan, but Florida has always been really special to me. And anyway, there's a picture of George H.W. Bush having his first step. I thought it was kind of cool. It's like, hey, yeah. I got that from Wikipedia as well. That's proper ALA citation. So, yeah, I think it was cool, you know, first steps. It's a good time. Every journey starts with first step. So those were literally my first steps. And actually, that was my first birthday, too, August 23rd, 1993. So that was a good time. Anyway, I feel like we look similar. Maybe we don't. Okay. So this wasn't the first place I traveled, actually, after the United States. But it was I couldn't find any pictures from Mexico. But I went to Greece. I know you guys have heard me. I talk about Greece all the time. I think Greece is a cool place. I remember this was, I think, the summer of 2004. It might have been 2005. I sometimes get confused, but it looks like me in 2004. Went to Greece. I got lost walking around. This is the Parthenon over here. I just got lost. And, I mean, it's not like it's a hill, so you can't really get out of the hill without going through the exit. I thought it was a really cool feeling. It's kind of reminiscent of life. You're just wandering through. I think it's cool. I was kind of a peripatetic, so to speak, in the Socratic sense. And Socrates literally walked here. Alcibiades, all those Greeks, you know, Lord Byron. I thought it was a cool place. I didn't really realize it at the time how sort of magnificent it was. I remember I would just put my hands on the ground and just like run my hands across the dirt, so to speak. And it's kind of a cool feeling. You can't really touch the Parthenon because the building itself, but because it's under reconstruction. For the past 500 years, because in 1571 there was a battle between the Turks and the Venetians, and there was like they put a bunch of gunpowder over here, and it blew up. A Venetian cannon went like out of the way, so. Well, yeah, oh well, such is life, right? And anyway, so this was 2005. I went over to China. Again, I couldn't find too many pictures, but I think this was a really fun journey. This is actually taken on the same day. So in chronological order, this is actually northeast of Beijing, right before we're going to go to the Great Wall. This is kind of a tourist attraction. It's kind of silly. This is a camel. I don't know. What's a camel doing at the Great Wall? Something, right? And there's me at the Great Wall. You can see kind of in the background. It was like a hot day. It was the summer. It was terrible, but it was really cool. You can go there, and there's graffiti going back 500 years, and everything in between. So there's the modern graffiti too, which I thought was cool. And it wasn't just like American graffiti using Roman letters. It was Chinese characters. Super cool. So China, it's a great experience in life. France. I went there several times. My family actually, part of the Greek diaspora, lives in Paris, and it was really fun. I'll start with Notre Dame. It was a really cool place. Been there lots of times. I actually went to a church service at Notre Dame in March 2012. It was a lot of fun, and luckily there weren't a lot of people there. It was actually half empty, so it was kind of the off season for that, so that makes sense. It was kind of cold. And here I just played around in the Louvre. I say, you go to a museum, just do whatever you want. Don't listen to anyone. When I was taking this picture, there's like, that famous pyramid. This is under the pyramid. I have your head smacked in the middle. So I was hoping like it would like collapse, and that'd just be it. But that didn't happen. So I was just playing around, and this kind of just represents everything that happened at the Louvre. I also broke my arm at the Louvre, and I went to a French hospital because the steps by Winged Victory. I was just running around and I tripped, and yeah, that's too bad, really. But if you're gonna break your arm, might as well break it there. So, all right, another picture, a few other pictures. So, special place in Paris is the Eiffel Tower northeast corner. This is me at age 11 and age 19 when I went over there. The exact same place. Every time I've been to Paris, I can only find 2 pictures, but I always take a picture here because I think it's cool. It's a cool place. And this is a picture from Wikipedia's probably site. I promise I procured it last night. This is the northeast corner right here. This is the 1889 Expo. It's like a painting, but so it's right here. You're kind of looking northeast. Very special. So anyway, okay. I thought it was cool. And after that, so this isn't exactly in chronological order, but after my first trip to France, I went to Turkey, and specifically Eastern Anatolia. This is like one of the coolest places. Actually, my Greek family isn't exactly from Greece. They're actually from what used to be called Constantinople. It's now Istanbul because things happen. People move. They had to move from Constantinople for a number of reasons. But so this is the Trojan horse. It's a replica, right? It actually didn't even appear in the Iliad. If you read the Iliad, there's no mention of the Trojan horse. And I think that's kind of funny. Anyway, I'm just having a good time here. I remember it so clear. Right before you go up to the horse, it says that. That's the first line of the Iliad. So whoever was like curating this place is doing a good job. It means sing rage goddess, and sometimes it's sing goddess rage and things like that. But yeah, so you're invoking the muse. And this is another special place. I just randomly found a picture. It's a terrible picture, but it's my favorite exhibit in the world. I think this is my favorite piece of artwork. Is just at the Getty in Malibu, and I remember that day when I saw this, you could die. Like the sun was setting in Malibu, all right, that's it, I'm done. Really cool place. And then undergrad was traveling. I couldn't find any pictures. I didn't take any. This is like one picture somebody took of us in an astronomy class, looking at the stars. I think that represents undergrad, right? You're just kind of playing around with the stars, yeah. So that was fun. And the last part of the journey is Texas A&M. I will say my favorite part of Texas A&M was the Bush School of Government. I don't know if that's sacrilegious to say, but I think it totally was. I went to the museum. There's a portrait. There's like Colin Powell right here. There's the man himself. We saw each other taking our first steps to the first slide. And there's part of the Berlin Wall. I thought it was just a cool place. I'm glad to be. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Charles. That was a good speech. What you did at Stockholm is exactly what I did in Istanbul. I went there 2 years ago, and I went to the church of the museum. It's a museum now, but it was called